What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. My name is Oops. Tonight's episode is being guided by none other than your host, Austin J., or hallucinodream, if you know him from the gaming community, and his lovely wife, Christina, or the Warden, if you know her from the gaming community. That's her name. That's always actually been her name. Anyways, tonight is a follow-up and question and answer to the last episode, 36, which was on rest and recovery. Thank you and enjoy the episode.
Sweet.
I want to say the first intro was actually much better, but
Yeah, it was.
The Warden here has destroyed that, okay?
I revealed my identity.
She revealed too much information, and it got weird and uncomfortable, so
True.
we nipped that one in the butt. But now, her name is the Warden, okay? We already kind of had that name. She's been called the Warden. She's been the Warden, but that's actually going to be her name for the gaming community when she starts playing video games very soon here. So tonight is a follow-up and question and answer to rest and recovery.
Yep.
There is a question that came in, one single, only awesome question that we're going to answer, and then we're going to do that first, then we're going to go over anything that we may have missed. So, again, rest and recovery is incredibly important. We can't stress that enough. You will start stressing more if you are at a lack of sleep, okay? So we're going to get into the question. The question that came in was, what kind of bedtime routines do you do? As in, is there anything specific you do, leading up to going to sleep each night? And we'll let Christina take this one off. The Warden, sorry.
Perfect. Normally we get a bath and a bottle, and then we go right to sleep every night.
That's exactly what the baby child does.
Yeah.
Bath. Which Not every night.
Sometimes, not every night. You'll dry their little baby skin out. But yeah, bath, bottle, sweeps.
We're talking about not like alcohol. We're not popping bottles right before bed.
We do call it her cocktail because she now knows
yeah.
Baba. So then she's, of course, going to start going to school and being like, I drink cocktails every night. So that's going to be good.
That's going to backfire in a good way, honestly. Yeah, so she learned very quickly that bottle is bottle and Baba. And if she hears that she's going to get one, she goes into like full, I don't even know how to explain it, full, she turns into an animal, really, is the best I can explain it. She forgets everything. She throws whatever's in her hand. She starts running around searching for where this bottle might be.
Like a little baby
she turns
Hulk.
into a Hulk, yeah. She starts destroying things. She starts stomping, and she starts...
She rips her pacifier or whatever she has in her hand. She goes, ah!
True story.
And then runs around the house, and they go, Baba, 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 Baba. But she has yet to learn what cocktail means.
Yeah, so she'll catch on to that.
She'll catch on to that quickly,
soon.
But
now this is
I have a cocktail every night.
Yes,
no,
this is all that's individual, obviously. A bottle, a bath in a bottle, or a cocktail, or it's not gonna work for everybody.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. It might work for you. You can try it if you want to. If you do, let us know. What do you think?
Yeah. But our routine. Well, for a while, we were trying to not look at our phones. Like maybe 30 minutes to an hour or something before bed. We were doing that.
Yeah, we were trying to do it. Yeah, well, that lasted 2 days. We tried to do it for about an hour.
Yeah, and I find that I sleep so much better when I do that. I was going to say do that, but then he was going to say, you said do.
She literally just said it 3 times. No, seriously, she said do 3 times.
But it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely hard. I've been going to school, I work, and so it is hard to put electronics down an hour before bed. Like, what the heck are you supposed to do for an hour before you go to sleep? No electronics.
You could
what
read.
Do you
so
talk to each
the problem
other?
or you can talk to each other. I do try to read at night, but the problem is that I don't have any light, and the baby is. Yeah, well, it does make me tired. It does make me very tired because I try to do it in bed. But the baby's so close to us that any light that I turn on will just. I don't have any night lights. That's a problem. Like a book reading light.
Yeah.
Right. So and it's hard to read in the dark. I don't know if you've ever tried that. Don't recommend it. You're not really going to retain any of the information because you can't read it. You're just going to be flipping pages.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is a good.
Well,
that is
not even the baby. More importantly, me. The baby probably won't wake up with the light.
Yeah, I don't really care if you. I care about the baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anyways, and of course the wife is right next to me. Obviously, there's another person that might be affected by the light. So, but she goes to sleep later than I do, so I don't know what she's talking about. That is a good one that we did for a little bit. We should start doing it again.
Yeah, we should get back.
For the blue lights, the blue lights that emit from all electronics are pretty bad for your brain. They keep you up and active because any light source. If you don't know this, but even when you're sleeping, if your eyes detect, which they can through the eyelids, right? Especially if you have looked at the sun but close your eyes, you can still see the sun, right? If your eyes detect any sort of light coming from absolutely anywhere, it will signify to your brain and your body, even if you don't wake up, that it is daylight, no matter what you do. So you really ideally should be sleeping in pitch black now. And that's hard for some people. Some people might be scared of the dark.
Yeah, I cannot do that.
You can't see me, but I'm nodding over here to Christina. And some people just might live in cities that just might not be able to actually do that, even with all those, blackout curtains and stuff. Even if I know it's hard for some people. We try to make it as dark as possible.
They do have those little eye masks, which those just freak me out. You're just waiting to get taken at night with those on because you can't see what's going on. That's my worst fear.
Oh yeah,
it's those
that
little,
makes a lot of sense.
Is
somebody
those little
please,
masks.
Somebody please explain to me why that doesn't make any sense.
I guarantee
if you wear a mask at night, you just like if you don't
just like if you don't sleep with a blanket, guaranteed something's gonna happen to you that night. It just is what it even if you
that's some kind of weird twisted
oh my God,
conspircy theory.
I could be so hot, but I have to have a blanket on and I can't wear a mask.
Just take the mask. I mean, take the mask off. What do you mean you can't see anything? I'm wearing a mask tonight when I go to sleep. I won't be able to see anything ever again until the morning. Just take the damn mask off.
You feel vulnerable. Guaranteed somebody else thinks that.
If somebody else thinks that, please, let us know. And
guaranteed.
If you side with me where the mask doesn't make any sense, you can take the damn mask off. Someone may or may not be entering your house, which you should have an alarm anyway.
No, because then you can't even hear anymore because your eyes are closed.
That actually does make sense. Maybe you accidentally put the wire of the mask around your ears and it blocking your ears. You won't be able to. Anyways, so that's one thing we do. We don't do masks. We try the cell phone thing.
Yeah.
We don't eat. Yeah, we don't eat 2 hours before bed. Now, I think we might have said this in one of our nutrition episodes. We don't do that.
We try not to eat 2 hours before. We don't succeed every time. We try.
I'm a little better at that than her, I would say. I definitely cut my feeding a little earlier than you do. Yeah.
Just a baby.
Yeah. I cut my bottles a little earlier than you do, the majority of the time. Sometimes you cave in and eat ice cream.
True. I'm really hungry right now. It's
rare that we do that, but we do eat sometimes, closer before we go to bed. But a majority of the time we don't, and we do that because we want our bodies to digest before we start laying down. Because when you lay down, it's harder for your body to digest. You're gonna wake up feeling full, bloated. You might wake up because you're bloated. It's just gonna be uncomfortable, and then some other side effects that you might. And
oddly, I wake up if I eat before bed. And then I go to sleep, I always wake up
aspect of the human body that's super awesome. So we try to make it cool in the room. Like, generally it is cool, but there are times where the rest of the house is, a lot of people probably have this problem. The rest of the house is cool because the AC is running, but your specific room that you sleep in, of course, it's always your room, is hot as hell for some weird reason. So we just cool the rest of the house down and freeze the house. We have to pick icicles off all the stuff in the downstairs, but our room cools down, and we turn the fan on too to make sure it's cool. Because again, like Christina said, you're not safe unless you don't wear a blanket at night for some weird reason.
Exactly.
So
guaranteed, I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Probably not. Another thing that we do, this could go hand in hand with eating too, is we try to cut caffeine. We try not to drink too much caffeine. Now this comes and goes in waves. I have more of a problem with this than Christina does. Like she has more of a problem with the food before bed than I do. I have a harder time cutting caffeine because I go through phases where I just drink more and more coffee during the day. I'm in one of those phases right now, as a matter of fact. But I have been trying to cut it at 3 or 4. Ideally, you want to try to cut it 8 hours before you go to sleep. Now, 3 or 4 is going to bring me up to, 11 or so?
It's about
11 or 12, which is about when we go to sleep every night anyways. So you want to do that because the caffeine stays in your system for quite some time. I mean, the half-life on caffeine is 8 hours, so that's likely why the unknown rule of cutting the caffeine. It will help you get a good sleep. I can drink a Red Bull or a Monster and or any kind of energy drink, which is very bad for you. I don't condone those, even though I do drink them sometimes periodically, like a lot. No, it's not a lot, but I don't condone drinking those. But I could drink one of those and literally fall asleep half an hour later if I really wanted to. But the difference and the problem with that is that I might be sleeping, but my body might be asleep, but my brain's not, or different parts of my body might not be asleep. I mean, I'm not getting good sleep. There's absolutely 0% chance I am hitting a deep sleep. I'm not getting a good sleep, so my sleep, after that, I'd probably wake up groggy. That's when your cognition starts to suffer and everything of the sort. So try to cut the caffeine. That's what we do. We try to cut the caffeine at least 8 hours, or
Yeah, I very rarely drink caffeine into the afternoon. I don't know, I really don't. I used to more when I was like in an office environment, so I would be interested to see if people tend to drink coffee more at home, like
let's hear. I want to hear that from people. If you I want to hear your caffeine intake habits.
How they changed
pre-COVID, and then when you're at home for COVID. I could tell you that when I was working for a heater and air conditioning company, I drank one cup of coffee, and I drank that cup of coffee. That was about it. I stayed hot almost all day. I was in and out of my truck, so I would sip it all day. And very rarely, because I wanted to cut all the energy drinks, very rarely would I go for an energy drink. Now I can say I'm in the house. I'm like, I want to drink
and
coffee.
We've been driving a lot more. Like, we've been driving a ton.
Yeah, we've been traveling, so...
Yeah, we've been traveling a lot.
My caffeine intake has skyrocketed because of the traveling.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing. Obviously, it's going to be situational. If you get into those habits... Now, obviously, falling into habits like that is really not a huge deal, as long as you can, regain control and cut the habit and, get back to... I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Because you need to cut your caffeine habit.
I know, I do periodically, so I do it for a couple of days, and then I'm like, you know what? I want to drink 6 cups of coffee today.
He'll go
Listen,
on.
tomorrow is going to be the day I'm going to start.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we're not driving. Thank the Lord, we're not driving for a while, so.
Yeah, true.
Is there anything else that you want to add to that very long, drawn-out answer on that question?
Alcohol. I don't know if that really I don't know if that answers the question, because it's not normally something we don't really drink before bed. He doesn't drink at all, but I will say the nights that I do drink.
2 years alcohol free, if you're wondering.
Yep.
Hip,
the
hip,
nights. Hooray. I know. Congratulations. 3 days alcohol free. over here.
Are you
I
sure?
think. Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days. What day is it?
I think it's Thursday.
We're late on the podcast, by the way. You just gave out. No. Anyways.
Anyway, so the nights that I drink, which I don't really drink very often, having a kid drinking, it's not really very fun because they still freaking wake up at the same time. But the nights that I do drink, I feel like I got a terrible night's sleep. And not even because I overdrink, like it could even just be like 1 or 2 drinks. I get hot at night. So my body temperature raises, and then I like always wake up hot, and then I just don't feel like I get a really well-rested sleep. So again, to drink every once in a while, totally fine. Everybody can sacrifice one night of great sleep to have fun with their friends, or like you shouldn't not do it because you always want to get a good night's sleep. But if you're somebody that drinks every night or even 5 nights out of the week, you will start to notice a difference if you cut back your drinking to 2 nights a week, or
yeah, if you're drinking 5 nights a week, cutting back is going to be pretty difficult.
Oh, no, 100%.
I'm sure that's not just but Christina's right. Drinking alcohol it elevates your heart rate, which you want it to lower during sleep, and it elevates your body temperature, which is like a cue for your body to wake up. Mm-hmm. 2 things that just don't go hand in hand with sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure 1 drink will do that to you. So
yeah, I mean, and again, everybody's body is different, and obviously everybody's tolerance is different. But like, I was somebody that would drink. I mean, in my early 20s, obviously pre-baby and marriage, when I used to have fun. I would drink almost every night, and I would drink, and I would drink like a bottle, of wine almost, and I was, there was a time that I did have a heavy drinking phase, and like what sparked us is when I really got into a fitness routine is I didn't want to then wake up and work out. And so it was really hindering my progress because I wasn't sleeping well. I didn't feel good. And then I started to really notice a change in my behaviors because I was more energized. And then I wasn't beating myself up for missing a workout because I was drinking, and so it can definitely cause this cycle. So again, drinking is not bad. You can have a drink with your friends. You can go out every once in a while. I like to just sit and drink and watch my Housewives every once in a while, and that is fine.
Such a good show.
It is such a good show. All of them are good. But you will really start to see the change in your sleep, in your recovery, and then just in your nutrition. Like, I drink terrible when I eat, and then I sleep terrible because I was drinking.
Wait, you drink terrible when you eat? What in the world?
I mean, I eat terrible when I drink.
I eat dinner, and I drink awful. I drink more.
Whatever, I meant that the other way around.
You eat worse when you drink.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
And so then it affects my sleep. Because then not only do I eat much later than I normally do, but I'm drinking on top of that. And so it just is not a good sleep recovery combo.
It is a snowball effect. So
yes,
that's one thing that we avoid. We try to avoid. Now, as she said, I am alcohol free. I got pregnant a couple years ago.
Yep.
And I've been alcohol free ever since. That was a choice I made. Just like she said, bad recovery. After finding out what it does to you, the benefits don't. The pros don't outweigh the cons to me.
Yeah.
Not even close. And I just didn't like how I felt. So it does. I felt it was impairing my cognition not only while I was drinking, but after that. And I've just been hounding the fact that I want my cognition to be on point at all times. So that was a big thing. And yeah, I mean, you really don't know. And we said this about every aspect of fitness that we've talked about, and health and wellness, not just fitness. You really don't know how much better it's going to make you feel until you start practicing some of these things. So we do want to say, I know for some people, especially if you've been drinking for so long, and or if you're, I mean, I have friends, family, people who drink, and because they say that's what they need to help them go to sleep, right? I know there's some people who, have that problem, but if I know it's tough, but if you can try to wean off a little bit and try, even 1 or 2 days a week, just getting some clean sleep, right, and see how you feel. Maybe, you might benefit just from those couple of days. Sleep is a really big one. I mean, sleep literally will dictate a lot of your actions and mood and literally everything. It'll dictate what you eat during the day too, because it does. Your lack of sleep does drive hunger. I'm not sure if we said that.
No, I don't know if we
I'm not sure if we said that, but and we're really late in the episode on this one, but sleep does drive hunger. That's one of the some. I don't think a lot of people know this, but some people get very little sleep and then they eat and they munch all day. They might not even realize it. I know, and that'll, sorry, I cut myself off. That's what I do. And that will cause you to, eat more calories, which would inevitably make you gain weight, make it harder for your fitness goals or your wellness goals to, be put into effect. I know when I'm out of lack of sleep, just recently I was out of lack of sleep. I forget where we were. I mean, we were just in a billion different states. But I was hungry. I was hungry all day. That's all I could think about was food. I was just so hungry because my body was craving energy through sugar, right? Or glucose or any kind of carbs, anything I could get. So, and that's where I compensate. I generally don't go to food in that situation. That's where I go to caffeine. I know I don't want to eat the food. The caffeine's better, but that's not what my body's craving. That's what I'm telling myself I'm going. So, I mean, lack of sleep really is, it'll eventually, it hits me on the first day, but some people might, build up to that. So you just want to try to get the best sleep you can possibly get. Like we said in the first episode, you don't have to you can get 6 or 7 hours. You don't have to get 8 hours like everybody says, to try, just to have that good sleep really. So, is there anything else that you want to add?
I don't think so.
Now we turn this one all into sleep, and this is a sleep and recovery.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think that they go hand in hand.
I want to say that sleep is one of the top things. I want to say that sleep. We're talking so heavily on sleep because without sleep, it's incredibly hard to recover. Especially so if you don't sleep well, you're gonna crave all these foods or high sugars and stuff that might not help you in the recovery process. Alcohol's not going to help you very much in the recovery process. I think they all do. I think everything we said goes hand in hand, like you said. So.
I was going to add maybe one more thing. I just we talked, we spoke last episode about really more active recoveries, and that does help also when you are tired. So even if I'm feeling blah, I didn't get the best night's sleep and I really don't feel like working out, even just going for a walk, doing a more active recovery does it changes my mood, it gives me more energy, and I just feel better. So don't neglect those light active recovery days. Even just going for a walk, there are so many times when I was just so tired after a long work day or something that I just didn't really want to, but once I got walking, my energy level was so much better, and then I just was really glad that I did it. So
yeah, just like your fitness routine, you just got to
the hardest part's getting there.
Yeah, once you get there, you'll probably feel better.
Yeah.
I will add to that and say that one problem we've been having recently is that we don't feel like waking up anymore. That would go with sleep. Not that we're not getting good sleep. Some nights we definitely don't, but that will be, I don't know if you would classify that as recovery based. Maybe a little bit, but I want to say that to help us get up, and I know that some people might fall into this could definitely be classified as recovery. I'm going to say this first before we get into it. If I sleep too long, I feel awful.
Mm-hmm.
So my body's not going to, I feel like my body's not going to recover as well because I am so groggy. If I get overtired, I'm still hungry. Generally, if I get if I get too much sleep, not overtired.
Yeah, I know.
If I get too much sleep, I do get overtired, basically. I do get hungry. I wake up with a striking headache.
Yeah.
And then I really don't feel like doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I have my alarm across from the room, I can, or within reach, I can just silent it, right? And then go back to sleep. What we do is, right now, and obviously you're going to have to find something that's, don't have a kid to be able to do this, but we keep her bottle or cocktail and all the stuff to make it downstairs. So it forces us to get out of bed, or at least one of us.
We used to keep it in our room.
We used to keep it in our room, which would take 2 seconds to get to, and then, I wouldn't have to get dressed or anything.
Yeah, you could just barely
Yeah, and we could make it and then just go right back into bed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of us has to get up, and then generally when one of us gets up, the other one will get up.
Yeah.
That gets your body flowing.
We'll make coffee, and then it just kind of get our day started. Sometimes when we are really lazy, we do send her downstairs. She makes her own bottle, and then and then she comes back up.
That's right, yeah. She's not very good at the stairs yet, so we have a little, pulley system. It's like an elevator for babies. But there's a little tip for sleep. You don't want to get too much sleep out of there, because I don't know if you have experienced it. Those who are listening, you can let us know. But when I get too much sleep, I feel awful.
Yeah.
I feel awful. So just wanted to put that little tidbit in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that wraps up the recovery. If anybody has any questions on anything they have heard in this episode, by all means, you can message us on our website or on social media. If you're watching live on Twitch or YouTube, it's over here on the left. If you're listening on the podcast platform, good job. You almost got it wrong still. If you're listening on the podcast platform, it is in the description. And next week, we will be back on Wednesday. It's a new month. August 4th. June, July, August. Yeah, okay, got it right. August 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back with another episode, so we hope to see you guys there. And thank you for listening.
Bye.